This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so what we are doing today, uh, this is a continuation of last session what we had. So we'll set up a Prometheus server. That is a step number one. Okay, and that is the first thing. Second thing, we'll uh, set up a node exporter. Though there are hundreds of exporters we have, set up a node exporter, which is basically gathering the Linux and Linux matrices. Then we configure the node exporter uh, with prom server. Config node exporter. Config node exporter with prom server. Now then we will explore the prom server basic options, which will do that, and then followed by step number 5. Uh, we will install the Grafana server. Install Grafana because that is something which we have for the visualizations. And then followed by step 6, we will create a basically explore the data matrices, basically we can call it matrices, and then create a dashboard, and then followed by alerts. So this is our step 6 would be our destinations. Do you understand, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so for that let's have one machine first. So I'm going to configure one machine now. This is from 1 to. Now the configurations I need little higher, so I'm going for T3 large. So 8 CPU, 8 GB CPU, I mean 2 CPU, 8 GB RAM. Key pair I'm using Mumbai Jet, and security groups I'm opening up everything. So default, which allows everything. And the disk space, I think 30 GB should be more than sufficient for it. Machine and launch. Now this is the instance. Let me log in. So this is the IP address. Let me go and connect with keys, and this is the one. Username, we know that it will be Ubuntu, and here Ubuntu, and then sudo -s. So now the question is, first thing we have to install the Prometheus. So for each of these tutorials, though I'll show you the demo, but you can also step-by-step details you will find at this place also. So Prometheus, enter. And Prometheus install, and this is the one, right? This tutorial you can follow. Now many of these things you can do it slowly. In fact, this tutorial I updated last month, so this is the one of the recent one. So I'll simply follow the the instruction downloading this. So go for it. Now I'll go to OPT locations and everything I will set it up over there. So wget download this guy. Now this is the utility, simple one. You can go from the official website and then you can extract it. Now you can go inside this Prometheus and here. Now remember that this file is the most important one. That's executable of Prometheus, and all the configurations of Prometheus is there in the Prometheus.yaml. So these two files you need to remember. I'm starting this Prometheus, so you'll be able to access. Now you can directly start like this. Just run this and it will get started. But what will happen? You'll lose the console. And I don't want to lose the console. I want to run in the background. For that, I'm running this command, which is a way to avoid the losing the console. Done. You can check this in the process table. Prometheus is there or not, and you see that it's running and good. So Prometheus is running. Now, if you want to access it, so you have to use the 9090 port. So get the IP address and 9090 port, and now I see that it's not accessible. So I need to check whether the firewall is allowed or not. So let me check this security group, and here if I see it's not allowed, so I'm going to delete, add traffic all from everything, save it. So now I allowed and see here. So now this is the Prometheus. You should be having in a few seconds, just wait for it. Here, that's all. So this is the Prometheus, so simple. Now if you want to understand this part, let me snap it. In this part here, you have a basic search. So here you can write a Prometheus QL, right? Here you can execute. Here you have alerts, graphs, some status, some help and all. So this is a very basic one, and because this is a basic one, we are using the Grafana. So alerts we have not configured as of now. Graphs here you have not done. Status, you see, targets is important. How many? Remember, Prometheus is pulling the matrices from different. So there's one here, you see, Prometheus is pulling the matrices self also. That's the reason it's is there. So if you add a more targets, you will have a more. Here you have a rules, whichever that in Prometheus.yaml file you put it up, this place you can get it. Okay, it's not coming because empty. So go to the home page, and if you want to know how many total matrices are already there, because I see that here Prometheus is pulling self, that means Prometheus itself. So you'll have all the Prometheus related matrices. So what to do? So here it is. See here, matrix explorer. So these are the matrices which Prometheus is trying to pull from self. Most of this is like Prometheus underscore, you see, and execute it and see the data value. You want to see in the graph, here it is, right? So these all matrices is like one of the tasks to understand now. So you can go here also, targets, and click on this place also. You'll see all the matrices. Little slow, but let me replace this IP and so it's not coming. Oh, there's a spelling mistake. So did you understand that, all of you? These are the matrices which is gather self.
Yes, sir. And we don't need to change anything in the Prometheus.yml, is it?
No, I will change it. This will be done here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this was the setup done. Now we have to install exporter. Now, as I said, there's a hundreds of exporter. The question is like what you want to gather, that is important. For each tool, there's a one exporter. So one of the exporter I'm installing it, node exporter, which is basically gathering Linux, CPU, RAM, disk, and network basic information. How do we get it? So same tutorial you can follow a little bit down, and here you have it, node exporter. So I'm using this executable because for executable is same for all Linux. Go to the OPT. I'm using the same machines by the way, but understand the exporter can be installed in the different machines. So this is the exporter executable. I just downloaded it and you want to extract it. So let me copy paste the command, it will be faster. Now this is the folder, node exporter. You go inside that and you will find one file which is here. What you have to do, just run this, that's all, in the background. So I run the node exporter also. This you will do in the different machines, but I did it in this machines. Node exporter by default, they are opening up their matrices at port number 9100. So let me go and check this 9100 node matrix is there or not. See, is there. So this is the node exporter 9100. Always remember. See all the node matrices you will see the starting with a node underscore. So you get a node exporters. So simple. You run this one also. Now because you have node exporter installed and running, now that is gathering the matrix. Now you need to tell Prometheus server, hey, go and grab the matrices from this endpoint. So this is called configurations. How do we do that? So for that you need to modify this file, which is very important, and that file is this one, this YAML file. So you have to modify this file, and this file after modifications you have to restart the Prometheus. That is something which you have to do. Now the question is, how do we do that? So again, if you go a little bit down, there's so many tutorials are there. I'm not complicating this. You have to do that. You have to add a scrap configurations. Now job name, it can be anything, but this one should be the right IP address and port number, because I'm running both in the same machine. It's safe to run this. So let me open up a file. vi prometheus.yaml and go to the configurations. See, I told you, right? Prometheus is monitoring self, so that's the job number one. I'm going to add one more job and make sure that be careful. This is a YAML file, okay? So you need to be careful actually. On wrong modifications, here it will not work. So this job seems to be good. Target, is it aligned? Yeah, seems to be good. And 9100, right?
Yes.
I copied by mistake, same thing, right? I have to copy this one. Now you have to give this. So here you have to modify as many endpoints you have, that many modifications you have to do. There is a automations also, but right now not complicating. Done. Now because Prometheus is running as a background process, so bg to background. So which one? Now let me kill that. That's the easiest way because there's two background, right? Wrong. So I'm killing this process safely, and followed by I'm running one more time that command. So this tutorial will help you and save lots of time for you. It's getting killed. So that means the file, the modification did not happen properly. So you can modify, you can validate whether the file is correct or not, but it's getting killed because it's not, something was wrong. Ha 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 ha. If you see that job name colon something, I mean it's keep changing. Static configs targets seems to be good now.
Yes.
Seems to be good now. Let me try. Now it's done. So it this kind of changes will happen. So you have to deal with it. Okay, so I added what I did. Prometheus server. I'm saying what I'm saying. I'll tell you. I'm saying, hey Prometheus server, go and pull the matrices from this endpoint. And job name is node, and instance name is this one itself. So let me see that is done or not. So go to Prometheus server, refresh, and here you see node 1. It has come here. So now this is the node matrix, a node exporter, which is gathering the CPU, RAM, disk, and all. And this is the Prometheus matrix itself. Can we go and check the this one matrix node? See, all this is coming. Want to know that disk memories and all. Here you have. Let me find out the total memories. I think I assigned 8 GB RAM. So uh, let me see which will help me. Do you
Yeah.
have a
Memory disk.
yeah? So see 8 GB RAM. It's showing right, correct. And this tags got added additionally. Okay, so this is also we did it. Now we are going to explore Prometheus server. Explore means the same thing. You have hundreds of matrices, and this you are going to explore it. Okay, so just
One
check.
question, Raj. Like if I mean, it is pulling a lot of matrices from the prom server. Okay, so will this anyway impact the application, or will this create any huge logs and create
No,
instability in the
time
application?
series database. No? This not storing everything, just time series database. It will store at intervals. So that Prometheus TSDV is a very sufficient to handle all this.
Right, right. Okay, okay.
So yeah, exploding. So what I have done, there's some code I mean some query. This is called promql. Okay, so some promql I have written. So practice it. Uh, Let me check. Here it is. For Kubernetes, this is some promql example query. This is for node exporter because queries will change because matrix will change. So this is from Prometheus itself. Okay, which is built in. But let's say if you want node exporter, so these are the queries you can try to run and practice. Again, you need to understand what exactly this matrix is and all this stuff. So many queries are there just for practicing it. Okay, now let me install the Grafana. So Grafana, the one which I am installing is a dashboard solution and is freely available. Okay. So how do we do that? So though you can go and study on the Grafana website, so many tutorials, you will find it. But right now, I'm not spending time over there. Why? Because you will do that offline. I'll show you that directly. What and all things can be done. So how do we install the Grafana? Again, I have a tutorials which will save our time. Let's write Grafana install. I try to keep it up to date. And here, if you see, this is the one in Linux. This is Ubuntu and Debian. I don't know which one is having the content. and I think this is the old one. Yeah. So let me check, this is the one. Yeah, this is the new one. So Grafana also can be installed many ways actually. They have a multiple version in enterprise also and OSS also. But I'm installing OSS because that's a free. We don't have to go and request for license, this, that, and all. That's not required for us right now. So let me install this Grafana 8.1.5, which is almost latest. So just download this Grafana package under OPT. So everything I'm doing in one machine, mind it, so it can be done in separate machines also. And then I'm going to extract the Grafana. Enter. And then I'm going to get inside the directory, cd bin, and then this command will start the Grafana. Remember this command, hop Grafana server, da da da. Though you can directly run that executable, but you lose the consoles, which I don't like it. So start it, simple. Now after starting the Grafana, you need to find out which is the default port. So the port number is 3000. There are other tutorials also for different operating system. So if you go downside here, these are the directories you should spend some time to understand this. And the port number is 3000. Okay, so IP address, we will take it from here, and port number 3000. There it is. Now username is admin, password I think admin123 if I'm not wrong. No, let me try admin. It worked. So admin, and password you have to reset admin123, admin123, and submit. And this is your Grafana. See, this is open source, free of cost. You have it, right? So now what we need to do. So if you want to understand, this is my Grafana. This need to be configured with Prometheus DV, and this is you. So you will work through Grafana and manage everything. Why? Because Prometheus is not having the good UI. That's the reason. So if you look at this here, if you read it, I don't think so I have to explain it to you. You can create a dashboard here, folder, multiple dashboard if you have. You can import JSON file also, and so on. Here you have a same thing, dashboard managing capability. Here you can explore the data. Explorers are there. Right now I don't have any data, so that's the reason you won't find anything. Here you have alertings, alerts, all this thing. And here some admin options which you can access only if you are already in access. I'm going to add a Prometheus as a data source. Here you can create a user, team, add functionality and some APIs and all. Here you can manage more users or settings, admin options and all. So I've installed the Grafana, so I can do add the Prometheus. So can we add data source? So here you have again same user, teams, plugin there now. So add data source. And if you see that Grafana supports a lot of data sources, InfluxDB, OpenSTSDB, Graphite, and a lot of it actually, if you see that here. So right now, the one which I want to explore it, Prometheus. I selected. Now, where you are running the Prometheus? So Prometheus is running on uh, this one, correct now? So
Do we give the data source a Prometheus, or do we need to extract from the exporter, because the agent is the one which is going to pick those data, right?
uh, no. See, let's understand this. This is the Prometheus server, and Prometheus server is pulling from the no exporter, different exporter, pulling, pull based, okay,
Okay,
and storing here. And then this is the Grafana. Grafana is accessing this database, and then this is you are accessing here.
okay, yeah, got it. Thank you.
So here I configure my Prometheus is without username and password. Somewhere you can save and test. It's working right now, and then back. Done. So you can configure many data source, many Prometheus, many Graphite, many other databases as such. Grafana is very, you know, versatile actually. So what to do now? So this is something which I wanted to show you. Install the Grafana, and now I'm going to explore the matrices. How do we do that? So here you have explore, and select the source Prometheus, and here you see automatically it has detected PromQ. You can matrix browser. So let's say I'll go for memory, which is very popular one, which you know. Okay. And here uh, memory, my god, node underscore, you check this free memory. Where is that? I'm not able to locate. It's very difficult.
Uh,
Free,
is it available?
or CPU. Memory is a good.
Yeah, memory. I think it's available memory.
Where is that?
Yeah,
I'm
I saw that. I saw that before. Memory bytes,
here. Got it.
available bytes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I selected that matrix. Now I selected this here, and here you see huge query. Now you can again do that one more time because I did not show you the full functionality. Here I filter, I'm free white. Now here you can search by labels, filter by labels. So I have a two labels only added by default. I did not add it. It was there. If you remember this one, what is it? While adding the Prometheus.yaml file, we added those stuff here. So you can add a more tags also. So like that. So here there is only one instant, there is only one thing, so it's not filling to filter it, and many other filters also you can do that. Okay, so finally we are good to go and done. Now you see here, this is the graph which you have in memories free from the last couple of minutes. If you think that you want to work with it, so here you can modify last 15 minutes. I think this is better. This is the one. Here a tabular format of the data is also there. Few more options are there, like you can split and you can select here disk, something like this, and you can compare or something. Many things you can do that. Disk free. Is that disk free? Total time rate total. Yeah. So something like this. Use query here. So left side memory, right side disk. Okay, and something you want to delete or you want to close this, so close this. That's all. So these are the way you can explore the data, study the data, see that what is happening. You can play with the graph, you know, all this thing and work on it.
In the real time, do we need to have the Prometheus server separately, exporter separately, and Grafana
Right.
server separately?
Now these all are the different servers, no? This will be different server, this will be different server, this will be different server, and they're talking through the IP address. No?
Yeah, because what I thought is, no, in the real time we have this Grafana and Prometheus server as a single server. No,
No, for learning purpose you can keep it, but in real time it will be different. What I'm doing, everything I installed in one machine, but if you remember, everything I'm accessing through the browser. See, and here also, if you go to the data source, here see IP address, right?
right. And the DB also, no, do we need to put it in a different server, or DB we can keep it
Yeah,
in
yeah.
either in?
Prometheus itself is a DB actually, database. Prometheus
Okay,
itself is a database.
right. Okay.
So this is the explorations you can do. You can learn more. Past query, whichever you have run, you can see that here. You can see the inspector, how many queries, stats, and all this thing. So that is something which you have to do. Now, the most important thing is dashboarding and alerting. How do we do that? So for that, you have to go to here, create what you want. So that new dashboard you want to create. So before that, let me create a folder for myself, for Rajesh, because I want to keep my dashboard in my folder. So this large folder, create a dashboard, and this is the dashboard. And you want to save this one. And what is the name of it? So let's say DevOps School and save it. Now this dashboard is saved. Now you have to add a widgets to that. How do we do that? So here you add panel. Now what panel you want to add it? So you can add a panel here. Same thing, same process which you did with the exploration. You have to go and query options. You have to matrix, CPU, second total, node memory, all this thing, and this little bit here it is. And you see this, and the data is coming very small, so I have to reduce this, the timeline. So what to do? So where is the timeline for this? So
Above
here
last 6 months.
I'm just looking for it. Here. So last 15 minutes, done. Now here many options are there. You want to title, and here if you want to convert into time series, let's say you don't want this one, so you can go for stats. This is in bytes minded. You can go for gauge, or you can go for table. Table is not good. You can go for, let's say, histogram, right? So many options are there, whichever you like. There's some design options also there. List, table, hidden, many design, bottom right, this, that, a lot of things you can do that actually. You can change the link, and many things you can do that, and then save it. Likewise, you have to keep doing it for all the, this one panel. Okay, like this you have to add a more panels and keep adding it. This is your dashboard. Now let's say you want to keep adding a panel, and you'll have a dashboard, and finally you can display this dashboard to your team or whoever wants it. This is the view. This is the dashboard view, TV view, kiosk view. Okay, and here you can decide the time and all. Let's say 15 minutes or something. So this is the way you can create a dashboard. Now the question is, how do we create alerts in that case? So here in Grafana, the alert creations you have in the panel itself, hidden in panel. Let me show you. So go to the panel, and here let me go to the edit mode, save dashboard. Why I'm not able to? I'm looking for edit one, but some are not coming. Just a second. Raj DevOps School, and oh, no, wait, why I'm not getting the, there's a UI issues actually. Edit button should be somewhere here, but
There is a bell icon on the left hand side below the explore icon.
where?
On the left hand side, above the settings, left hand side. Yeah, above the settings, there is a bell icon. Looks like an alert.
No, not this. Okay, this is not okay. Here you cannot set the alerts from here. Discard. See here. So for that you have to go to the panel only. That's the reason I'm going to the panel. Here
Oh,
you
okay.
don't have option. Here only visible. Now the problem is like I'm not able to see that. No problem. I'll find out the other way, because It's a UI issues. I mean, maybe by a browser or something. Edit button is not there. Why? Uh, okay, no problem. Let me add another panel and let me find out. Same way we have to do this matrix. Let's say CPU, memory, whatever it is, disk. Disk. This UI is little issues. So it is a disk IO now. So the U data which you have from last 15 minutes is very low actually. Let me go for the other matrix because not see somewhere bottom actually. So I don't want.
Of
I go
CPU.
for CPU memory. CPU also will be low. Memory will be little high, I guess. Total and use. So what is this? I use the memstats free total. Okay. So this is the one of the matrix I'm using just for visualizations. Okay. So if you see that you have a this one now. I'll still go for the another matrix which is really simple and free. The problem is like font is so small, not able to read it. Free. File system no. Total. Okay, so I think this is good. Okay, so this is the one. Now the question is how do we set up alert? That was the questions. So you see here there's a query. After that there's a transform. After that there's one alert. Here you can set up alert. So what is the number? Right now 1000 and here you see 15,000. I think 2,000, right?
2000. Yeah.
2000. La. So I'm setting up if anything is more than 500, set up alert. So create alert title which you can do give it anything, and here when average or of what. So average of query, whatever the query you're running, more than 500, then is above, no data is coming, this is the stuff. And then here I set when average of last 5 minutes is above 500. Okay, evaluate every 1 minute for 5 minutes, then send a notification saying that this is sent to what, some email address xxx.com, and downside this is the message, and you can test it right now. Test, I don't know. Yeah, test done, and finally apply. Done. So now I set up one alert here. Now you can go and I have to save this. Now you can go here and see the alerts has come here. Got it?
Right. Yeah, yes, Raja.
So this is something which you have to do, little bit of UI and all. You have to get comfortable and so on. So this is how we work in the Prometheus server. In this whole stuff, you have to explore the multiple exporter. Apache exporter different, Tomcat different, MySQL different, Kubernetes exporters are different. And this is the way you have to collect all the data. Prometheus will pull the data from different place. Using Grafana, you can explore dashboard and alert. So these are things you can do that. Any questions?
Mm, no, no.
Okay, then see you in the next session. Bye.
Okay, thanks. And this video